Not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
Do you think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie. We all knew this was coming with Nintendo expanding into more and more media. Frankly, it's shocking that it took this long to get a movie like this made. You know, aside from that one disaster from 1993, but we're not talking about that. People hate that movie, but honestly, when I saw it, I was like 10 and I thought it was enjoyable enough. Extremely 90s though, I guess it's a product of the time. So what about this movie? Critics are bombing it hard, but fans are loving it, so what does that mean? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, this film was always going to do well no matter what. Mario is one of the largest and most recognizable franchises in the world. It's going to do just fine even if it sucks and even if Chris Pratt voices every single character. And I'll get to the voices later. What are my overall thoughts? I thought it was a fun film, very, very funny in some moments, but simple and easy and not really something fantastic. I'll explain in a moment. The Super Mario Bros. Movie follows the brothers Mario and Luigi starting a plumbing business in New York City. Suddenly, while on a job, the two are sucked into a warp pipe and thrown into the classic Nintendo world we know and love. The two are separated, with Luigi being sent to Bowser's kingdom called the Dark Lands for some reason, and Mario sent to the Mushroom Kingdom to meet Princess Peach and join her to team up with the Kongs to save Luigi and beat Bowser, who has his own plans. Yeah, Mario is an isekai. You know what that is, right? Where a normal person is suddenly whisked away to a magical world. That anime trope? Yeah, that's Mario. But to be fair, that was his official backstory, believe it or not. The film really doesn't offer any explanations for how this magical world works, or why power-ups are a thing, or why blocks float, or why there are shining question mark blocks everywhere. But do you really need it to? I think that's something the critics got a bit too held up on. You don't need an explanation for how video game mechanics should work. You just kind of accept it. Scott Pilgrim did it just fine, so Mario can too. It's very much a shut up and enjoy it type of movie. That being said though, there are some rather annoying tropes here or there. For one, the pacing in this is awful. It runs at a breakneck speed and hardly ever slows down except to throw in a joke or two. Granted, most of them land really well, but it's still a whirlwind. You go from one place to another just so fast. I wish the film was able to take its time a bit more to show off these characters and their personalities. Plot holes aside, these are very enjoyable characters. The standout, of course, being Jack Black's Bowser. And yeah, I'm biased. I was drooling over him in the theater with my group. You can't blame me. The animators clearly knew about Bowser Rule 34, and giving him an entire sequence where he fantasizes about butts is just, yeah, I know he's talking about another thing, but come on, we all know he's talking about ass. Bowser is an ass man. Jack Black really brought him to life with such energy and clear love for the character. It was a joy every time he was on screen. The joy for the character can also be found in, funny enough, Anya Taylor-Joy's Princess Peach. She doesn't get too many creative lines, but the fun in the character comes off just so nicely. Her and Jack Black actually cosplayed the characters at the premiere, even though Chris Pratt and Charlie Day wore, red and green suits. Still, these two went all out. That's just so cool. Charlie Day as Luigi also fits really well, even though he barely gets any lines. And Chris Pratt, well, okay.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
That line isn't actually in the movie, thank God. It's weird. Chris Pratt is a good voice actor, but this just feels odd for him to do, and doesn't feel like he's giving it his all. I understand why they didn't use Charles Martinet and instead gave him some side characters related to Mario, so he's still there and represented, but yeah, Pratt ultimately is just okay. Same for Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, who was actually pretty good aside from the one scene with his iconic, infamous laugh. Why the hell is every film that Seth Rogen voices someone in require him to do the laugh? I hate it. It's annoying. It's like a Wilhelm scream at this point, but more out of of place and obvious. Yeah, we get it. It's Seth Rogen. He doesn't change his voice at all. Oh my god. Whatever. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad is also pretty enjoyable and brings so much energy that only he can bring. The worst voice, though, oddly enough, is Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. I don't know what direction they told him to go with, but tired, stereotypical Jewish grandfather voice is not the road I was expecting, and it sounds bizarre coming from the character. The only other thing that bothers me with this film is the separation of Mario and Luigi. I get why it's there, and it does give more excuses to see cuts to Bowser and the hilariously dark suicidal Luma in the dungeon.
There's no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
Whoa! Oh, you've got to be kidding me!
That thing is the funniest part of this movie. It has no right being as funny as it is. But yeah, it's a Mario Brothers movie, and the bros were separated for almost all of it. And that's weird, because when we do see the two acting together, they have great chemistry. Hopefully the sequel gives us more with them as a team. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting a sequel. That's already been greenlit. There are 2 end credit scenes with the last one directly teasing it. Plus we all know the Smash Brothers movie is gonna happen, and with all the love put into the Easter eggs, it's just, come on. I have no idea if the directors, Michael Jelenic and Aaron Horvath, dictated what Easter eggs and background details to use, but this movie is just chock full of them. Those 2 actually did the Teen Titans Go films that were surprisingly enjoyable given the show's history, funnily enough, so maybe they did kinda dictate what Easter eggs they could have. I don't know. Also, the animation. Oh, this looks so good. Illumination is a rather hit or miss studio when it comes to animation. Some films look great and others look pretty meh. This looks amazing. Nintendo clearly told them they had to make everything look good, and it paid off extremely well. And thankfully there are no Minion cameos. At least none that I noticed. Maybe there's one hidden off in a corner somewhere, but I didn't see one. So I don't know. Final thoughts. I think this film works best as an introduction to the Mario cinematic world as a whole. It shows off the characters, establishes a connected world and character relationships, and that's about it. It's enjoyable but messy, and I feel serves more as a pilot or a proof of concept for a larger franchise. I guess we'll see as this expands. Like I said, the Smash Bros. Movie, which is probably definitely going to happen. I don't think it's been greenlit, but there's been rumors about it for years. It's kind of read between the lines. It's gonna happen. And then the obvious sequel. There's plenty this world can explore. They even hint at potentially going into Peach's backstory to explain why is she human-esque in a kingdom of mushroom men. It's a lot to check, and it opens the door for so many more exploration and things they can do just in this universe and with these characters, not to mention bringing in other characters, because I'm sure we're gonna have, more Mario characters. Bring in Midbis, please. I love Midbis. I want more Midbis. And just, general characters from the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga games, That would be a lot of fun. I think that'd be cool. Also, probably Rosalina. They have a shout out to her, but she's never hinted. But yay, and then Luma too. Everyone loves Rosalina, don't they? Overall, though, I'd certainly change a few things in the film and slow the plot down a bit. It's such a short movie. At only an hour 32, it could easily have been expanded to an hour 45. Although I'd change the plot a bit, add more Bowser because I'm a simp like that, and maybe ditch some of the annoying montages and pop songs. There aren't too much, but they stand out. The montages just bother me. I don't know why a film needs more than one, and this one has 2 or 3. Just weird. And yeah, the weird pop songs, they have Take On Me by Aha and Holding Out for a Hero. It's come on, you can make your own songs here. The Mario soundtrack's huge. You don't need to pull from pop culture. But other than that, it's a funny, serviceable, and it's still inspiring cosplays in the movies again. I think the last time that happened was with the Gentle Minions trend. Anyway, the film is very enjoyable, and I entice you to go see it if you even have a passing fascination with these characters, and or just really want to see big, beautiful, bouncy Bowser buns on the screen. The Super Mario Brothers movie gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one. Don't let that number review stop you from seeing this movie. It is very fun. It is very serviceable. It is a great time. I only rated that because I feel like it's very bare bones. This is very much an introduction to something much, much bigger. So I feel like it'll be a lot easier to have better movies and better stories coming out of this later on. once we are able to explore a bit more. Like I said, there's plenty of games. I'm sure Nintendo wants to do a Legend of Zelda movie. There's probably going to be a Kirby something. I don't know. It boggles my mind because I'm just like, how are they going to tackle these before a Smash Brothers movie? Because a Smash Brothers movie, like I said, has been rumored for a few years now, and we have a thing saying that it's going to be out in like 2025. I don't believe that for a second, just because there's no confirmation. That'd be weird, but I'm still hyped for it. I love Smash Bros, and now that it has literally all these other characters, it's like, what are you gonna do? Probably something based on the first roster. I don't know. It's a fun thing to think about, just because these franchise video games are so big and widespread that it just lends itself to fantasizing about how this would work in an official capacity, how this would look, things like that. I like that. I think it's fun. Anyway, did you see this film? Did you dress up? Did you cosplay? If you have, by all means, send pictures. Maybe I'll put them up here at the end of the video on one of my next videos. If you actually want to send pictures, that'd be cool. I don't care. That'd be awesome, sure. Or just like link them in the comments below. I want to see cosplays. I want to see costumes. I want to see what you guys got going on. After that, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video. Please like the video. I need it to grow. And that's it. Have a great day, and if you're not, have a better one. See ya.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost soul, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo.